Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to be making this beautiful bouquet using the Paper Bouquet Kit, found new in the online exclusives. I can see buying an exquisite vase and putting this bouquet in it and giving it as a bridal shower gift. There's many occasions out there you could use this for besides putting it on your own desk. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Papercrafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically every other week. I want to take a few seconds to talk about our current specials. We have a starter kit special going on right now until the end of May. It is select $165 worth of merchandise for only $99. That's $66 to give your business a kickstart. And the new rewards program is up and running. And that is when you purchase $20 or more, you earn 10% to use on your next purchase. What a great deal. Now let's get started on this bouquet. Well, here's the instructions for that paper bouquet kit. Inside, it shows you what to do. The flowers in this kit are using the new in colors. We're going to start with number 1, basic white. So this is pointing for the first flower. That's the white flower. And it's going to make 8 of those. And it says 8, you need 3 of these petals times 8, and then those are the beads for it. There's 8 there, and there's 8 of those stem, and 8 of the centers, and 8 of the wires. And now, did you notice how these were different sizes? There are 2 different sizes in the kit, so you got to be aware of which one you're using. And the same thing with the centers. There are 2 different sizes. 2 different sizes there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with that first one. Before we do that, I'm just going to show you our kit here. It's going to come in a box like this. And then everything's going to be in here. I've already pulled a few things out. And there's obviously things left in here. But you can see the petals are all on a sheet of paper, and you got to pull those out. Same thing with these. You got to pull them out. Got to be very careful on when you do that. Well, I'm going to set this aside. I think I got enough already pulled out for us, and I've already separated them. So we're going to start with the white. And I already lost my green piece. Here it is. And there's a few things we need to get this started. We're going to need a glue gun, and it says a hot glue gun. And I would believe that's true, because if you use the liquid glue, it takes too long to dry. It would be too liquid to work with, and you could tear easily. Then we're going to need a bone folder or a pencil for curling our paper. We've got some scissors here. We shouldn't need that. And then we've got some floral pliers. And we got a wire cutter. These also have a wire cutter on them, so we may not need a second wire cutter. I am going to put on some thumbs guards. These are silicone because I don't want my fingers to burn when I'm working with the hot glue gun. So I would recommend protecting your fingers. My glue temp, it's a dual, and I got it set on high. I could change it to low, but I really want it on high to make sure the glue will stay hot enough for me to work with. Okay, so we're going to take one of our stems, one of our beads, and we're going to go down about 1 inch, and we're going to just roll that over. Then I'm going to put the bead on there, and I'm going to roll it over again. There. Then we just need to twist that. And I'm going to use the pliers because my fingers don't work very well. So I'm going to just take my pliers and try twisting it with that. And I want to pinch that so that the bead is on there tight. Okay. Then we're going to take our glue gun, and hopefully it's hot enough now. We're going to put a little glue right here. And I'm going to get my silicone mat out here in a second. And I'm going to put this on there. This is the shorter piece of tissue paper for the center. And then I'm going to lay it down here. And hopefully my head isn't getting in your way. And then we're going to just put a little bit of glue and run it all the way to the edge there. And then we're just going to turn it. We want to keep the edge right here even. And I think it's hardened already, so I'm going to just put another bead on there. There, that looks good. Then we're going to put our flower on. And we want to make sure that that's pinched down so that we don't tear our paper. And we're going to put, actually I'm going to curl these before we do that. And I'm going to curl them all the same way. I know some people have been turning them opposite ways, but I think I like mine all the same. We can always go in and curl them later if we feel like we don't want them all the same way. And when you look at this, there's two sides to this paper. This glue gun is not wanting to stay because that is pulling it down. Okay. So there's two sides of the paper. There's a flat side and then there's a glossy side. The glossy side has like a little bit of wax on it, and we want to have the wax be the part where we're curling. So we're curling it down. That's going to be the down position. The wax is down. And this side as well. And you don't have to pull very hard. I'm barely even squeezing my finger onto the bone folder. The last thing you want to do is tear off one of these petals. Let me make sure if I had the right side there. Then we're going to put this on. Let's get this done too. You can do the same thing with this. Find the flat side. This is the matte side here. And this is the wax side. So we just want to curl those a little bit. And then curling them down. Then we're going to put this on. And we're going to make sure that that goes through there gently. And then I'm going to put a little glue on here. Then we'll put our next one on. And we want to make sure that the petals are positioned differently. So you see we have them going this way and then the other way. We're going to make sure that that is glued down like that. And then we'll do another one. And we're going to position that one a little bit more than what was the other one. Okay, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to pull some of these up the other way. I want like every other one curling upward. And let's glue this one down. We want the wax to be on the bottom, so that's the right way. And I'm just pressing this up. And then we can just kind of fluff this out a little bit from the center. There, we have one done. Then we'll do our next one. Number 2 uses Darling Duckling 3 times 3. So we're only going to be making 3 flowers here. Number 2 would be one right here. So I've got all this prepared for us. except for this one. I haven't done any curling. This is the wax side, so we're going to curl this side. Okay, so this one, we'll grab another stem, and then we're going to grab our wire cutter, and we're just going to wrap this around about 1 inch in, and we're just going to bend it here, and we'll bend it here. And then this one has a blue bugle bead, this color right here. And then I'm just going to twist this, and I'm going to pinch it so it stays tight there. And we'll twist this so it's tight around there. And then I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this part right here to make sure that's close to the wire. The wires are very close together. And then we're going to take this, our silicone mat, and I'm going to put a second mat out. That way when we're rolling those long pieces, it'll work a lot easier. Okay, so let's get this down here. We're going to put a little bead of glue on here. And we're going to bring this up here. I'm going to put this down here. We'll see if we can't get it to wrap around. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a string of glue right here. I'm not going to go quite as far because it seemed that it hardened up on me last time. Remember, we want to have that be going along the same line. There. And I'm going to flatten this out so it will curve better. And then we're going to just do the rest of this. Okay. And this time I'm going to put glue down and along the side of the bead here on both sides. And then we're going to put our flower on. Make sure we got the right side going up. And we want that to feed all the way in there. There. And we'll do another layer of glue. We want that to go right about there. All right. See how I positioned that so they're not just right on top of each other. And we're going to do another layer of glue. And I'm going to position that a little bit different than the other two were. Trying to get that paper over. There we go. There. And we'll just fan that out just a little bit there. And then we're going to put our green stem on. And we'll put some glue down first. And then we're pushing those up. And I'm just going to center this up again. And we'll just kind of crunch that a little bit. I think that looks good. I think we got another one done. Number 3 uses strawberry slush. This one we're going to use 2 petals, but we're going to be making 3 flowers. And we're going to use the yellow bead along with a stem. Now we always can cut the edge off of this stem if they're too tall, but it's better to have a long enough stem versus one that's way too short. So it'll depend on what you want to have for your base, on how long you want your stem to be. I'm just twisting this again. And then we're just pinching that together. All right. Again, we're going to just put a little bead right here, and we're going to need all of this for turning our paper. So let's get this out here. That's glue. We don't need that to be in our way. Put a little bit of bead there, and then we're going to bring this up over the edge. And we'll start rolling. Then we can bring this down and roll some more glue. And then we'll finish it up with our last bit of glue. Got quite a bit of glue right there. And I'm just going to touch this off with a little more so we can finish that up. I want that to be sealed tight there. Alright, I'm just going to get these strings out of the way. So next we want to do is bring in our pink flower. Some glue down here. And this is the matte side right here. So that's going to go on first. And then up around that glue. I'm just going to hold it there while it sets in. Okay. Then we'll take our next piece and we'll put some glue down again. That's the matte side. We want to have it set around there again. And I'm offsetting it from the previous one. There we go. I'm just going to crunch these up a little bit. Then we've got our green we want to put on there. The stem, right? I keep calling it a stem. It's our base of our flower. And I'll put some glue down here. I'm going to make sure that's going on there that way. Around that point of the wire. Just fanning that out. There, I think that looks good. And number 4 is our garden greens. And then these, we're going to be making 3 of each. So let's get 3 wires out here. All right, and here's our petals. And what we want to do is we want to basically pinch these so they're folding. So we're going to just kind of pinch them there. So you see there's a valley, and so we're folding it into the valley. We need to do this all the way down here as well. Sorry if my head's getting in the way. And let's do this last one. And this one only goes this far down here, so we don't go any farther than that. But this one went from here all the way down to here. And we'll do this one. This one has a fold from here to here, from here to here, and from here to there. So let's see if we can't get that folded. Again, we're folding into the valley. Bone folder seems to work a lot better than my fingers. And we'll do this. All right, that looks good. And then this one we're just going to fold in half. Right about here. So we want it to be on the bottom half. So we're going to just kind of fold it like that and put our leaf right there. So we're going to bring in our glue gun and draw a bead of glue and lay this right down on there. And I'm going to use my finger here. And I believe it said not to use your fingers, even though I've got this on my fingers, because you don't want this to change color. If it's stuck to this, I think it's going to change color. So we'll use a bone folder like they told you to use. Then we can just bend these as we need. So we're going to go on the back side, so this right here. And we'll go up about 3/4 of the way. I'm going to put a glue stream down. I need some more glue. And you want to kind of put a bend in there a little bit, not too much. Yeah, I think that works. Take off those strings. Okay, same one here. A little more than half on this one. All right, we got those done. Then we're back to flowers. Number 5 is cloud cover. We're going to make 3 petals, but 3 flowers. To save time, I'm going to be speeding up the video in many of the parts. We got one of these. We're going to put a blue bead on there. Let me try these. And this is our matte side, and that's our shiny side. We're going to put the matte side up. That looks great. And our next piece is number 6. We're going to use strawberry slush. And then we're going to use 3 petals here to make 3 flowers. Let's do a couple of these here. We're going to go every other. And we just flip them over and just do every other. And then this is going to be the yellow bead. Alright, that looks good. Number 7, we're going to use Timid Tiger. And there's only 2 petals here to make 3 flowers. Now, did you notice how these were different sizes? There are 2 different sizes in the kit, so you got to be aware of which one you're using. And the same thing with the centers. There are 2 different sizes. 2 different sizes there. Okay. Just curl these down, every other one. And then turn it over and just curl every other one again. Because it doesn't matter what side I start on because I'm going to flip it over anyways. Okay, so that's the matte side and that's the matte side. And we'll do this too. And we're going to use our blue beads for this one. Let's bring all our flowers in so we can see them. Let me put them all in a vase. I'll bring those other ones out and we'll look at the vase. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. As you can see, it would work with just about any special event. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back in 2 weeks on Sunday, May 25th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing something from the new annual catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.